Why hello there, and welcome back to another Furry IRL video. I haven't done one of these for a while, so I figured, why not do one of these? Sorry, these videos always have terrible intros because I don't actually know what I'm going to talk about in the video while recording them. But before I get into the memes, a word from this video's sponsor, Penetrating the Veil, an ectoerotic journaling game. A game that takes you through a series of branching story paths as you chronicle your experiences with a seductive spirit. So basically it's a game about fucking ghosts. And obviously this is my Zine Quest project, so go check that out on Kickstarter if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. This is not a real sponsorship, I have to specify for various reasons. But now let's get into some funny animal memes. Are furries LGBT, a gender, a cult, haram, really a thing, rich, featherless, allowed in school? I mean, they are some of those things relative to the overall population. They are considerably more likely to be LGBT at all. They are not a gender. Are they a cult? That's a really tricky one. I'm gonna say no. I also do not know if they are a haram. That is something which is prohibited by Islamic law. I say as if I knew that and didn't just look it up, but I'm pretty sure they are not a haram, but if they are a haram, I would really like to know what passage of the Quran says that you can't be a furry, because that sounds interesting. They are in fact really a thing. I'm making a whole video on them right now. And, I suppose some of them are rich, but for the most part, it's just that the money that they do have, they're more likely to spend on artisan crafts and art, fursuits and commissions and such, which people see as like obscene luxuries, while those same people see all the money they spend on video games and going out to movies and drinking in bars as being necessities. Most furries are featherless. Technically, I'd say all of them are featherless. All furries are people and therefore featherless bipeds. And are furries allowed in school? Probably. I haven't been in school for a while, so I don't know if they've instituted any furry bans. Furries are horny. Furries aren't horny, we just enjoy the identity and community. Furries are horny. Yeah, furries are horny. As a whole, the community is horny. Some furries are not horny. Some of them are just as horny as an average person. But on the whole, yeah, I would say there is a higher average horny level than in the general population. I mean, that's not like a bad thing. They produce a lot of very nice art, if you catch my drift. They sometimes pay me to produce said art, if you catch my drift. And I feel like I've been fairly clear about this in the past, but will be clear about it again. I am very pro-horny here on this channel and just in general. So I have no issue with your work performance, but elaborate? It's your interpretation of the dress code. Naked or clothed? Choose one, not both. An odd thing for me to be mentioned multiple times. I think I mentioned this in like almost every single one of these videos. Furries and clothes are weird. Because like, a dog with no clothes, that's totally normal. A dog wearing clothes, that's totally normal. But if that dog has pants and then takes those pants off, suddenly that becomes undressed. And it's a very, very weird thing with cartoon animals. I know what you're thinking, what about Donald Duck? He never wears pants. And that's the thing, he never wears pants. If Donald Duck was wearing pants and then he took his pants off, that would be a problem. Hey, did you know that in terms of Pokemon, Vaporeon is mostly composed of water? Wow, that's an informative thing about Vaporeon, which has nothing to do with anything else. Dating in the 1920s. Dating in the 2020s. Ooh woo. So here's the fun one about this. I don't know if this is like a furry meme or one of those, oh my god, it's the degradation of Western culture memes. Because they would actually make something that stupid and think that it was some kind of mic drop point about how everything is horrible and decadent and degenerate now. If anything, the fact that it's a dating show where you push a button and dismiss the person says more about the current state of dating than the fact that one of those people is in a fursuit. Also, I feel like dating in the 1920s was only like better from one very specific perspective. Wonder what perspective that is. The MF furries made a neighborhood. Skull. Knots Landing. This is one of those things where the furries are all laughing right now, but everyone else is just like, I don't get it. What's so funny about landing? Despite being a registered predator species, humans are relatively prey-like outside of combat. Honey, you're eating like prey. Yeah, I think we've all been there. You're out on the town with your sweetie, you look over at them, and it's like, oh, and they're like, you're embarrassing me by eating like prey. Because they're just like eating like little bits of leaf with like a fork. Ugh, disgusting. Also, I just gotta say, how can a character be that cute while eating a dripping piece of raw meat? POV, you bringed your shy friend to a party. As the shy friend, I would just like to say this is very inaccurate. The POV would be the shy friend following you around the entire time, being too awkward to talk to anyone else. I suppose, you do see this sometimes if you happen to lose them, but then, sitting right there in the middle, no. The shy friend is going to go to the corner where no one can accidentally walk up on them. What gives people feelings of power? Money, status, having enough money for a commission. I don't want to be contrary here. That's a fucking lie. I love being contrary. But wouldn't having enough money for a commission kind of fall under the heading of money? But I can give you one that's even better than that. Having someone give you money for a commission. Because that is the ultimate feeling of power, where someone else is like, oh, I have this money, and I'm gonna give it to you so that you will draw for me a picture of a bear with big titties. Disney fans, furries, getting hyped for the announcement of Zootropolis 2. Isn't it Zootopia? I should internet that. Okay, after interneting, Zootropolis is the UK title of Zootopia. For some reason. There's probably a reason. But yeah, Zootopia is a really good movie and you should watch it. I realize that any furries watching this video have definitely seen it, but if you have not and you're like, oh no, I can't watch the movie because it's got the funny animals, just watch the damn movie. It's a good movie. Else beef. Let's be friends. I'm single. This is a product. I don't know what kind of product because I cannot see most of the can, but the animal people are wiggling their way into all of our products and trying to seduce you with their bedroom eyes and being single on the beef can. Beef can sounds like a euphemism for something. It probably is. Let me know in the comments what beef can is a euphemism for. I am going to regret that so much. What you do in this situation? Depends how horny I am. Well, some people want to fuck the werewolf. A lot of people, actually. I mean, let's be honest. If you say you don't want to fuck a werewolf, you're probably lying. Just to, seem like you're cool. Like you're too cool to fuck a werewolf. When the Click hasn't uploaded a Furry IRL video in 2 months, and you start to think he's actually not a furry. Well, the Click doesn't need to upload Furry IRL videos because I'm doing it. I'm just as good, not nearly as Swedish though, so maybe not as good. When furry haters realize non-furries also have weird NSFW fetishes that just aren't furry. Oh no. That's funny because they don't. For some reason they don't catch on to the fact that there's lots of people who are into vor who are not furries. Like, back when I was on DeviantArt, before they stopped being an art hosting site, I kept coming into Family Guy vor art. Like, people were intentionally drawing art of Family Guy characters swallowing each other. That was a thing that I had to see with my own eyes. Back in the day, DeviantArt was like the storehouse of all this weird stuff. Vor, inflation, flattening, sinking in quicksand. These are all fetishes I've seen, completely unrelated to furries. Once again, on DeviantArt, because, weird thing, fetish art is not considered sexual for the, bans against sexual content. So, if you ever wondered why you see so much weird fetish art, that's a big part of it, is most online platforms are like, oh, you cannot show a penis, but you can show someone being inflated with a bicycle pump, or eating someone else, or getting flattened by an oil drum rolling over them, or sinking in quicksand. That is one that I learned was a fetish from DeviantArt. Apparently, there's a dedicated quicksand fetish community, and there's lots of art, and there are literal, actual videos of women sinking. It's probably not really quicksand, it's probably some sort of movie effects quicksand, but there is a lot of fetish stuff out there that is completely unrelated to furries that makes the furries look tame by comparison. I mean, yeah, there's also a lot of fetish stuff in the furry community. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there isn't, but, in the overall fetish community, furries make up a relatively small part. Why do I always end up going on weird sex stuff rants in these videos? Because it's videos on furries, obviously. Okay, that was a stupid question I asked. Me, when I remember I don't have money to spare on commissions. Sad cat. Yeah, well, that's how it is. Sometimes you're a sad Xbox cat who can't afford commissions. But that's life, because, commissions are an exclusive, luxurious product that only the best of people can afford. Seriously, though, if you cannot afford commissions, please do not come at artists asking for free ones. There are artists who take requests, and you can go and find those artists who specifically take requests, because they haven't learned yet that that is a bad idea. Can you not? Yes, I cannot. I know a different kind. Once again, another one of those jokes where all of the furries are laughing their asses off and everyone else is just like, I don't get it. What's so funny about this man being a shark? I have decided to stop being horny for good. I will now only be horny for evil. I can get behind that. Being horny for evil is a lot sexier than being horny for good. Just the way it works, the villains are just sexier. I mean, don't get me wrong, a good horny hero, they're nice too, but a horny villain just much, much better. Or like a horny neutral person, or once again, I'm just kind of pro-horny in general. As you may have guessed from the fact that earlier in this video I promoted my own game about fucking ghosts. Inside you are two wolves. One is evil, anger, sorrow, regret, guilt. One is good. He is joy, peace, kindness. Can you guys stop staring into each other's eyes? This is supposed to be a threesome. And I think that's a good place to end the video with a two wolves inside you joke. So I guess that is my most recent look into Furry IRL. There were memes. They do not seem to be as good as they used to be. I did hear somewhere that they cracked down a bit on the NSFW content, which is the funniest content. They did create a new YIF IRL subreddit specifically for NSFW content, but I looked at that and I cannot cover any of that on YouTube. It is all very explicit. So, maybe the memes will get funnier again. Maybe this is just like a lull in the quality of furry memes. Maybe they get better in the spring when the furries all come out of hibernation. Maybe all the funny furries are hibernating right now. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Also, if there are any other subreddits you'd like to see me take a look at, let me know, because, I cover this one, I cover r/Satan. I looked at some spooky memes before, but on the whole, I'm having trouble finding, like, good subreddits with funny memes in them. I can easily find meme subreddits with, like, a handful of awful memes, but I would like good memes that I can actually make funny videos about. So feel free to give me some recommendations for those, in the comments. It has to be stuff I can cover on YouTube, so nothing pornographic, but otherwise I just, whatever. And thank you for watching, with extra special thanks to my Fightin' Flail Snails, Samuel Gorski, Ranty Mulholland, and Toshirokuro. If you'd like to be cool like them, you can check out my Patreon, where you can get early access to videos and fun stuff that I make for the Patreon. But if you don't want to do that, that's cool too. You can still hit all the lovely buttons, like, subscribe, these other videos, which either myself or the cold heartless YouTube algorithm have lovingly selected for you, which I'm sure are lovely videos that you will also enjoy. And I will see you next time.